Hi, I'm here with Paul Genge from Sony, and we're talking about the third big release of the day. This is the Sony Alpha 850. So tell us about this one.
Well, Matt, we've had the Alpha 900 since September of last year, and it's been very, very successful for us. But it's somewhat of an expensive camera for a lot of people to be able to afford and justify for their hobbyist photography. But we're keen to try and get the hobbyist into full-frame photography. And so what we've been able to do is re-examine how the specification of the Alpha 900 affects the price. And we've looked at certain areas where we can make a cost reduction and have, with that leverage, been able to bring in the Alpha 850, where for the majority of the specs it's exactly the same as an Alpha 900, and most people, the untrained eye, wouldn't notice the three subtle differences between them. It's the same body, it's the same build quality, it's the same weatherproofing, it's the same world's highest 24.6 megapixel resolution on a Exmor CMOS sensor. And so it will take the same pictures as an Alpha 900 to all intents and purposes. But where we've been able to trim down the spec, if you like, to offer a more competitive price is in the viewfinder. For a start, the Alpha 900 is 100% coverage. This is 98%. So it's a very small difference, and you wouldn't really notice that day to day in everyday shooting conditions. So 98% coverage on the viewfinder. The frame rate on the Alpha 900 is 5 frames per second. On this camera it's 3 frames per second. Now that has been for us a considerable cost saving because the mechanical relationship is different between the shutter and the mirror box assembly. If you're a studio shooter or landscapes and such like, 5 frames per second, 3 frames per second, it's no relative difference. You don't tend to be shooting in continuous shooting with high burst rates. So that's something that those types of photographers, that type of subject matter would appreciate. And lastly, we would put a remote control and infrared trigger release in the box with the Alpha 900. On the Alpha 850, it's an optional extra, so you'd buy that if you had the requirement for it. And those are the three differences. That's it. It's the same body, the same screen, the same high performance, the same twin Beyonds processor, the same image quality. So the specs of the Alpha 850 are, it's 24.6 megapixels on a full frame sensor, and that's the world's highest resolution. Now that sensor is actually stabilized, so we use steady shot inside to move the sensor up and down, left and right, to compensate for camera shake, and that offers up to 4 stops worth of assistance and works with any lens. So steady shot inside is a massive benefit, and this is the world's only in-body stabilized full frame sensor. The body is a magnesium alloy body, outer panels. It's weather sealed throughout. It's a very, very durable camera. It shoots at 3 frames per second. It has 40 segment honeycomb metering, top shutter speed of 1/8000th of a second. It's a fantastically specified camera.
Fantastic. Well, this looks like another great camera, so thanks very much, Paul.